Alright, this is going to be another Estranged Parent video. In this Estranged Parent video, her name is Deanna. She's saying that her daughter apparently cut her off. She has no idea why. Again, because these Estranged parents never seem to know why their daughters cut them off. They just say it's for so-and-so reason, blah, blah, blah. This is a 3-part series. We're going to get into all the parts, but this is part 1 of my estranged daughter. So let's get into this and see what she has to say.
Off almost 2 years ago, and about a month ago, my own daughter, an adult now, cut me off. Why? Boundaries. I no longer tolerate narcissistic gaslighting behavior from anyone. I don't care if you birthed me or I birthed you. I do not and will not tolerate.
Okay, but why? It doesn't make sense. See, she's not really going into detail about why your daughter cut her off. Why is she gaslighting you? It sounds like she's mentioned boundaries. Okay, I'll give her that. She mentioned boundaries. But could it be that maybe you are the toxic person and she put boundaries on you? You didn't accept those boundaries, and she didn't like that you weren't accepting the boundaries that she put on you, so she went no contact? Because why would your daughter just be a flat-out narcissist? Why do you think your daughter's a narcissist? What went wrong in the timeline of her life for her to become like that? Because a daughter, your son or daughter doesn't just become a narcissist. Narcissists are molded. They're shaped. They're not born this way. So what happened, in what timeline of events in her life, what happened from the time of her birth to when she left your house, when she became an adult? What happened between that time period?
In my life. Now, side caveat, if you are around a narcissist, like I was raised or how my daughter is now living with my mother, you tend to display those traits. So do I think my daughter's a narcissist? Absolutely not.
Wait, so you admit that you were raised by a narcissistic mother? You just admitted that you were raised by a narcissistic mother. So could it be that you have what they call narcissistic fleas, and maybe those have rubbed off on your daughter? Maybe you're the one who's displaying narcissistic traits? Because if you grew up with a narcissistic mother like you say you have, you would have certain narcissistic traits. Maybe you're not a full-blown NPD narcissistic person. Maybe you don't have full-blown NPD, but maybe you need to realize that you have some traits that you're displaying from being raised by your own narcissistic mother, and maybe they rubbed off on your daughter. So let's continue.
Do I think she is being influenced by one? 1,000%. And I can say that with complete authority because I was influenced for over 30 years. You could have called me a narcissist up until a couple of years ago because those are the traits I displayed.
Okay, displaying narcissistic traits and actually being a full-blown narcissist is one thing. You probably have or had narcissistic traits, yes, being due to being raised by your narcissistic mother, but narcissistic people are generally true narcissists that have the personality to have full-blown NPD aren't able to look inward. They're not able to accept that they are narcissists. So while I don't believe that you are a narcissist, because you clearly have an ability to look inward, I do think that you could have had something to do with the estrangement of your daughter. Now, as far as your daughter being influenced by another narcissist, I'm not sure who exactly you're talking about. Who is this other person that she's being influenced by?
But once I stepped away from that once I stepped away from that person and realized how gross and disgusting my behaviors were, I realized they weren't authentically me. They were not mine. They were learned. And that was a huge reality check.
Well, yes, they are learned. When you're around a narcissistic person, when you're raised by narcissistic parents, they are indeed 100% learned. Those are called narcissistic fleas, and you need to recognize when they happen. You need to do something about it. You need to do the inner healing work in order to get rid of them. And this is not an overnight process. This is not a process that's gonna be, this is not a year or two process. This is a lifetime thing. This is a lifetime process. You need to, slowly over time figure out the fleas that you have from being raised by your own narcissistic parents, and you need to recognize them, and you need to understand how they affect people, and you need to essentially, yes, you need to do the inner healing work. I don't really recommend going to a therapist, but you need to do inner healing work. You need to watch YouTube channels. You need to learn more information about narcissism and how being raised by people with NPD could have possibly affected you and not possibly, but it could have gave you narcissistic fleas. You need to recognize how your own patterns are similar to your narcissistic parents' behaviors. You need to recognize those, and you need to fix those. And also, what I don't understand is why you're speaking so fast in this video. You're speaking in a way, and it makes it almost seem like you know that you've done wrong, but you're speaking so fast. It's like you don't want people to actually pay attention to what you're saying. You want to speak as fast as possible so you can get to the points that so you can get to your points that paint you in a positive light. It doesn't seem like you're being 100% honest here, in my opinion.
Me. So obviously this is a lot to unpack into one little short. Follow along for more, and follow her. Got my mother off almost.
Okay, so that was the end of the video. She's got 2 more videos I'm going to go over, but she's talking very fast, almost as if she doesn't want people to understand the real story, or what's really going on. I believe she has narcissistic fleas from her being raised by her narcissistic parents, but I also believe that she's done wrong. And she's done enough wrong in order for her daughter to go no contact. So I don't believe she has full-blown NPD, but I also think that she is definitely guilty in a lot of aspects, and she has done things that have led to her daughter, led to her being estranged from her daughter, in my personal opinion. But we have 2 more videos to check out, so we're going to check them out soon. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this video. I hope you liked it. Yeah, keep a lookout for part 2 and part 3. We're going to break those videos down as well. So until the next video, guys, take care.